This talk is about visual search in Dataverse repositories. Let's start with a scenario about searching datasets. Imagine a researcher who is interested in datasets on elections in Austria. They might start with Google and type Election Austria dataset. Fortunately, the first entry shows the data repository for the social sciences in Austria, that is AUStA, while the first listed dataset promises cumulative data about national election results in the last 100 years. I click on the link to the dataset and enter the Dataverse. But since we are searching for survey data and not only election outcomes, we decide to search the archive for all data on elections and type elections in the search all form. As you can imagine, going through all datasets might take a while. The question is, would it help to have a visual approach to finding relevant datasets? Let's find out. My name is Lars Kaczmirek, head of AUStA, the Austrian Social Science Data Archive. Together with my colleagues from Sesta ERIC and Open Knowledge Maps, we linked our three services together with a search engine base to offer a visual search for social science datasets in Europe. As you can see here, the metadata from Dataverse is aggregated in the Sesta data catalog. The catalog is a collection of social science data archives in Europe. Their OAI endpoint is harvested by the Base search engine. Base can also harvest any modern Dataverse installation directly. Open Knowledge Maps then uses the search engine to create visual interfaces for data discovery. This aggregation of metadata from various services in Base enables Open Knowledge Maps to create the interactive knowledge maps. Now back to practice. Here's an example. The interface is pre-configured to find datasets and ignore articles. I enter the search terms and get a visualization. Datasets are clustered into topics of election studies. You can, for example, find content analysis of the press and parties. Then there's a number of panel studies clustered in the left lower corner, with some studies from the Austrian National Election Study, such as the Multimode Panels Study, among others. Clicking on the link to the data file brings me directly to the Dataverse dataset. I would like to end our visual journey by going back to the topic overview and drill down into the cluster election results, which brings us back to the beginning of our Google search, specifically the first entry of the Google result page, namely the national election results from the last 100 years, which have been published as open data under Creative Commons CC BY license. For those interested in making your own data available for visual exploration, I will now present the second part of the talk. What setup do you need? Firstly, for good results, you need a modern Dataverse version, preferably at least version 13, because the last versions include improvements in the OAI interface and metadata output. Secondly, you need to make sure to be included in the Base search engine. Your data can either be included as part of an aggregator like Sesta ERIC or become a content provider directly. The best approach is to first check whether your datasets are already included by searching Base. Thirdly, you either set up your own search interface by using OKMaps custom services or guide your users to the OKMaps site. Finally, the credits. The example today was drawn from the AUStA Dataverse, but it could work with any modern Dataverse. AUStA is a data infrastructure for the social science community in Austria and offers a variety of research support services, primarily data archiving and help with data reuse. AUStA makes social science data accessible, creating opportunities for research and data reuse, benefiting science and society. Sesta ERIC is the consortium of European social science data archives. The mission is to provide a distributed and sustainable research infrastructure, enabling the research community to conduct high-quality research in the social sciences, contributing to the production of effective solutions to the major challenges facing society today, and to facilitate teaching and learning in the social sciences. Open Knowledge Maps is the world's largest visual search engine for research, with over 300 million outputs and 25 output types. OKMaps is open and non-profit. It offers open licenses for content, data, and source code, easy integration in community and infrastructure, co-creation of platform with the community. More information about Bayes in the SES data catalog is available in the slides. Thanks for listening.